The man threw the banknotes into the teacup. He didn't take them out until the banknotes were completely soaked. The originally brand new banknotes became worn and tattered. Then the man threw all the banknotes into the tea water. After that, he used a hairdryer to dry each banknote. However, these were not ordinary banknotes. They were counterfeit banknotes just printed by the man. If the banknotes were too brand new, they could be easily detected by others, so he came up with the method of soaking them in tea water. Soon, the two of them excitedly tested the effect of the counterfeit banknotes. The companion cautiously handed the counterfeit banknote to the boss. However, after the boss received the money, he noticed that the feel of the money was wrong. The companion was extremely nervous when he saw this. The boss quickly realized that it was a counterfeit banknote. He immediately reached out and grabbed the companion's hand. When the man saw that the matter had been exposed, he immediately pulled his companion and dragged him outside. The two of them fled in a panic. They hid in a narrow alley and managed to escape by the skin of their teeth. They had thought that the carefully made counterfeit banknotes could pass off as real ones, but they didn't expect them to be detected so easily. However, they didn't give up. They quickly found the problem. It turned out that in 2016, India's currency was comprehensively upgraded. This new banknote adopted color-changing ink. Under different angles and lighting conditions, it would show subtle color changes. There was also a unique security thread on the banknote, which was a key element for passing the money detector. Soon, they took action again. The first step was to make a template, but the extremely fine milled cracks and ripples on the banknote were very difficult to accurately replicate even with a scanner. The only way was to draw it manually. Fortunately, the man was an expert in counterfeiting. This was easy for him. He first carefully made a hand-drawn draft. Then he reduced the drawing according to the proportion. In this way, he successfully made the banknote printing template. The second step was to solve the problem of the paper. In order to find paper with a suitable feel, the two of them started visiting various bookstores. They kept rummaging through all kinds of books. Fortunately, through their perseverance, they finally found a material with a similar feel. But a new problem emerged. The thickness of this paper was not enough, and its color was also different from that of the real banknote. At this time, the man thought of combining two pieces of paper into one. In this way, the thickness would be just right. As for the color, through the bleaching process, they printed the front and back sides of the banknote on the two pieces of paper. Then they stuck them together. In this way, a new counterfeit banknote was completed. The third step was to prepare the optically variable ink. Combining the information collected online, the man repeatedly tried combinations of a large number of pigments. Finally, he prepared a kind of metallic paint, which was very similar to the color-changing ink of the real banknote. But the security thread on the banknote became a difficult problem again. However, they accidentally found that the security thread of the 10 yuan denomination was the same as that of the large denominations. As long as they removed the shiny strip of the 10 yuan banknote and transferred it to the counterfeit banknote, it would be okay. In order to make the counterfeit banknote make a crisp sound, the man mixed water and green paint and evenly applied it to the surface of the paper. Then, in order to verify the banknote again, the two of them immediately walked into a supermarket. The companion tightly grasped the man's hand, ready to run away at any moment. However, this time the boss didn't recognize the counterfeit banknote. The man was even a bit excited. Looking at the drink and the change in his hand, the companion knew that they had finally succeeded.